Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this one, I'm going to put together a really simple but classic fall arrangement. I've picked plants that you can pretty much find at any garden center, even box stores. You may not be able to find the exact varieties I'm using, but you'll be able to find very similar ones. And the container I'm using, I think I picked this up at Home Depot earlier this season, but I love it because it looks so fall to me. This wood bucket with handles, it looks very country. So I'm going to fill it with potting soil first, and this is Espoma organic, which you should be able to pick up pretty much at any garden center. I fill it just to about 2 inches below the rim to start with, and so when I'm putting my plants in, I'll kind of push the soil out of the way, put the root ball in place, and then pack soil in around the root ball. So the first plant I'm using, this is going to be my centerpiece. This is a Toffee Twist Carex. Perfect grass for a fall container. It's a zone 7, so it's not hardy in my area. I live in a zone 5, but it lends just this beautiful, graceful texture to an arrangement. And the thing I like about this as a centerpiece is that it doesn't distract your eye from everything else in the container. Sometimes when you have a really strong centerpiece, that's what your eye goes to. This one, while being a centerpiece, is an accent as well. So this one's gonna go toward the back. So I'm just gonna kind of move the soil out of the way and pack it in around there. And at this point, you may need to add a little more soil. Look, that looks pretty just already. The next plant is a blazing orange chrysanthemum. Gorgeous fall color on these blooms, and there are tons and tons of buds on this plant. So this one, while it's already got color on it, it will give me more and more color as the season progresses, and it is a perennial. So at the end of the season, I can pop it out of this container and plant it out in the landscape and then enjoy it for many years to come. So I'm gonna put this one in right on this side. And I might have to squeeze the root ball just a little bit to fit it in its spot. Isn't this just such a pretty combination? So the third plant I'm gonna add is this cabbage. This one is so amazing. This is a pigeon red. And I love the color. I love the weight that this brings the arrangement just because I have such a ferny, fine foliage up here. And then I've got my color, and now I have something weighty to put in this arrangement. Okay, I'm gonna give the root ball a little squeeze here. And then you may need to pop off. See, I've got a couple of leaves that are a little bit damaged, so I'm gonna pop those off right now. I think that's good. All right, I'm gonna slide this one right in here. And I am tilting the root ball just slightly when I get it inside the container, and that way it kind of goes over the side just a little bit. The soil will still cover the entire root ball, so the plant will be fine. And then I'm gonna just reach around the front and make sure I've got plenty of soil up around the root balls up front here. I'm gonna just shove a little from the back to the front. So I did bring a fourth plant up here, this white pansy, and I thought it would be really sweet to tuck it in right here. I still think I have room, but this is such a stunning arrangement just with these 3 plants that I'm just gonna leave it alone. I do get asked quite a bit why I put so much together in fall containers, and I do because you can get away with it in the fall. They just don't need the same amount of room to grow as they do in the spring or summer because the temperatures are getting cooler, and as that happens and our days are shortening, the plant's growth rate really decreases and it will eventually stop. So they just a lot of times stay the same size as when you originally planted them. So the last thing I want to talk about is fertilizing. Now, if you are planting early on in the fall, you can go ahead and give it some fertilizer. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to be giving it a little bit of this bloom fertilizer. This is Espoma organic, and I'm giving it that because I do want to encourage the mum to continue blooming. But if you are later on into the fall when it's a lot cooler out, a lot of times, especially if you're starting with fresh soil, the plants just don't need the nutrients because they're not utilizing it. They're not growing like they do in spring and summer, so it's not necessary. But today I'm going to be doing this, and this is a really simple fertilizer to use, and you guys have seen me use this one before. So I've already got water in my watering can, and you do 2 to 3 doses per gallon of water, and to do that you just turn it over. There's 1, 2, 3. And you don't have to squeeze the bottle. I did that once and it squeezes a bunch out. Don't do that. Just turn and dump it over. I'm gonna mix it up and water it in. Really easy from the back because I can see around the grass. So I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier that I do have this wood container lined with a black plastic pot, and that way it keeps all the soil and water contained, so it'll keep this wood container looking nice for a lot longer. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this arrangement come together. It's super simple, only 3 plants, and you can find this stuff pretty much anywhere right now. I really enjoyed putting it together. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.